Last year, the month of May, date 17, we held what we called the Limuru 3. Limuru 3 was organized by political parties from the region now called Mulima, or the mountain, but the parties that had leadership from that region, not parties from just that region, but political parties that had leaders from the mountain area. We are now almost 1 year later, and the team you are seeing here today are part of the over 20 political parties that organize Limuru 3. And the feeling and the decision is that we now need to organize Limuru 3, what they are calling Season 2. Why? Is because when we met last year, we were talking about the need to have unity of purpose. We had been accused by others, and especially within Azimio, that the Mount Kenya Legion was not part of the clamor to liberate ourselves from the very unreasonable rule under Ruto. And after Limuru 3, you all know that the region changed and the country changed. We do not want to claim anything, but it is after Limuru 3 that the Gen Zs came and all the movements that we saw, to the point where the mountain was properly in the opposition and properly on the same note with other communities that Ruto must go. We now think that having achieved that purpose, it is now necessary, this is the thinking of this team, that the mountain again come together at Limuru, so that as a people we then decide where do we want to go. This is a decision that must be made by the people. Last time we had about 5,000 people. If we can be able to do 10,000 people, delegates. Sometimes, or delegates, 10,000 delegates, sometimes after the budget, thereafter, so that we can address issues that, of course, will come out of the budget. Where do we go as a region politically? You know that there are very many people who are eyeing for presidential leadership in the opposition. And we have people who have voiced different names, different opinions. And it is now necessary for us to come together so that the only weapon left for William, which is to have a divided legion, is off the table on us. We would want all those people who have interest to come together and ensure that we speak in one voice. It is going to take more than forming a political party, because we already have political parties. But these people must be able to, the people themselves must decide. And if we are able to decide as a region, using such a forum like Limuru 3 Season 2, then I can tell you we are certain that William Ruto will be home as a one-term leader of this nation. And that was the reason of our meeting. This is our third meeting, and we will continue having more of these meetings, and we'll continue telling you more about it. The venue will still be at Limuru, that we have decided, and we are working on all the other logistics that needs to be worked on. We will be inviting all other political parties that have leadership in that region, so that we again remain clear that the most important aspect before us as a region and as a country is Ruto must go. I don't want to add anything else, but the killings that we saw after the Limuru 3 and the killings we saw yesterday is still an affirmation that we actually need to come together again and decide as a people that enough is enough, and we cannot let down our young people. And the only way to avoid that is allowing they themselves to decide, as opposed to any one of us. Because I may be interested in running for the presidency, lakini wacha raia waamue, tusije tukaweka watu wawili kwa debe kutoka kwa mlima. Tukiweka hiyo ndio itakuwa ujinga wa mwisho ambao tutakuwa tumeletea wa Kenya round ingine. It is true that a few people attended the Limuru 3 that we had last year, and it's because many of the leaders were sitting on the fence. They doubted our ability to get the region together, and they also were actually comfortably seated with Ruto. And they actually bad-mouthed the Limuru 3. This time around, we can see many of the leaders are already looking for those platforms all over. And I agree with you that it is important that, like we did last time, we invite all of them. Not just to Limuru 3, but also to the organizing. Because hii kitu ya mtu moja, we want everybody to come on and we organize together. And they also bring any other new ideas that they may have on board. But every leader from the region is invited. Remember, it is at Limuru 3 that Waititu unveiled himself in the opposition. So that we expect many other people to also unveil themselves that way. It is that those bold steps that have helped this region go that far. You might not have seen any prominent face in the organizing of Limuru 3, but the impact of it is what we are living on up to today. It is what is giving hope to even the people who now are aspiring to become presidential candidates from that region or from across the country. And we do not want to do this in isolation. Why are we saying this? This one voter block is very important in the decision of the direction the country makes. It's not the only important one, but it was misused by Ruto last time, and we do not want him to misuse it in any way, shape or form. None of us here is looking for the presidency. Not that we don't have the capacity, but we have the region and the country as more important than our personal desire to be leaders, or even our personal desire to preserve. Self-preservation is ahead of anything that we want to do. The other issue is that, are we going? I think the issue is, why are we, this team here, including myself, you have seen us in Jubilee move around the country, organize our own forums where we've spoken to people. Some people may have thought that there were small things, but we know the impact it has had in this country. And it is important that political parties go to the people, organize meetings to the people. Like we are saying, we organize Limuru 3. Limuru 3 was not organized by the churches, but churches were also part of it. So that you have a political forum where people engage on that issue and they come with a clear mind that it is this item that we are coming to discuss. Hii mambo ya kupata watu kwa matanga, it is not a fair thing. It was used by Ruto. Kanisa was used by Ruto. Those people who are also back to matangas and kanisa are using the same old script of Ruto, and you can only expect the same kind of results. Horrible kind of leadership.